Hey guys, welcome back to my Path of Exile Betrayal Let's Play. Today's Wednesday, so we're 5 days into the league. Softcore trade league, of course. I made 2 characters. My starter was an Ice Nova Elementalist. Cleared pretty good actually with the buffs that it got. Elementalist generally doesn't have too much problem clearing with Herald of Ice and Proliferation and ideally in Impulses for the extra AoE on death proc, but that shit's expensive, I can't afford that. Second character here, Occultist, damage over time, Occultist Witch, making use of those fatty cold multipliers. Here's my gear, just getting all the cold multipliers I can on a 5-link yellow chest. Moderately poor, I'm a pretty poor man right now. I'm using a combination of my 5-link Vortex and my 5-link Cold Snap here because Rhyme Gaze gives concentrated effect. Basically just drop those 2 dots, drop my Orb of Storms on the buffed Ziggy D ring for that elemental equilibrium. It's good, man, you can keep running around. Vortex being instant cast feels so damn good. Just run around like this. I bloody love it. Skill tree is pretty standard. Get the 2 big energy shield here, we're going CI. And the 2 buffed cold damage over time bonuses. Frigid Wake is debatable whether going that versus going Profane Bloom. Because of Orb of Storms on Ziggy D's ring, I can't use Herald of Ice to help clear. So like there's no AoE beyond this and beyond this. But it's not too bad. The cooldown here on Vortex gets low enough that you can run around, clear up pretty nicely. You know, and then I'm basically just anything that gives energy shield, you better believe I'm there, dude. Foresight, I'm there. Unnatural Calm, that's me. Arcane Focus, every time. Nullification, yes please. And then of course Chaos Inoculation. Essence Surge for the big flats. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, I'll catch you on the next episode. I was kidding, I bamboozled you guys. It's actually an update on my game. Let's go, I'm back. So this is a bit of a continuation on getting saving working. It's a bit of a chore, but we can't really make the project or the game too big and too interesting without getting this stuff sorted. You can see there's some ugly purple numbers and some what are essentially now corrupt save files. What I've been trying to do is get the experience and level saving properly, because those things are what will allow us to extrapolate. See, I've got some construction message showing, all that stuff, I left it in for flavor. But you can see what I couldn't do last time is I actually loaded into a file and I'm not in the normal starting point. I'm here and you know my guys already have levels. They're pretty close to progressing to the next level, so the experience is remembering properly. What isn't being properly remembered though, which is quite a lot of things actually, is these stats are still representative of what they would be if you created a new party at level 1. Extra stuff like items, I have none, like that. Commands are the same, I have none. They all have the same starter commands, so I can still get into battle and win the battle as I've been doing. And that's kind of because these commands were generated by temporary, like I've got a default player info here which sets the level to 1, the XP to 0, whatever. Oh wait, this isn't it. Yeah, default player commands. Basically whenever the objects are created, these are the commands I'll have. I'll have to change that soon. But yeah, if I go into a battle, just blast them all again. Doesn't matter that our stats aren't working properly because Flame All just one bangs them anyway. Boom, bunch of levels up. You could see with the level, I probably shouldn't have skipped it, but she'll let the XP trickle in. But I haven't looked at the problem with the text cutting off a bit of the V. But yeah, I get out of that. I'm all level 14. They've gained the stats that they would have if they were actually level 11 with the proper stats and leveled up. For the saving and loading to work correctly, I've had to fundamentally change, or I will have to fundamentally change how the calculations are done, because they basically, when you level up, they just calculate what should be added and then add it to your stats. Where in the ideal world, I simply save the experience totals for each of the characters. We don't have to worry about level, we don't have to worry about stats, because when we load up a file, the total experience is the only thing we need to be able to generate the levels and the stats that they should have. That gives us flexibility in the future. For instance, if I think leveling up's too fast and I alter our experience curve so that you get 20% less experience on average, because all of the values are generated on load, it means that save files will retroactively apply those changes and they'll lose the few levels they should. Same as stat calculations. If a class is a bit funky and I want to change the numbers, we want that stuff to be retroactive, because otherwise if I start giving people copies of this game and then I make even a minor change, like a numbers change, it'll just corrupt people's files basically. So that's what we're working at, and that's the next thing I'm going to be doing. If let's say I save, this is just how I save, by the way. I go to the menu and save, and that saves the character information. There's also background saving that's done when I close the game and when I enter a new area that does like dungeon generation stuff. So regardless of whether you actually go to a save point or not, if you've entered a randomly generated dungeon, then that generation sticks. But yeah, I go out and you can see it's level 14, and I didn't actually save level 14. That level refers to the party number 0 person, so it's always this first guy, but generally good indicator of where the file's at. So yeah, I didn't actually save the number 14. What's happening is I've saved the total experience, which is this first value, which is actually legible here. You can see on all these, especially the top and the bottom file, it's corrupted. But based on that number, it simulates all the levels again, pretty much based on our growth curves. So what I can actually do to try to test that, I will add as well that this second number is the experience progress in the total level, and then the final number here, which is bleeding over our prison location, that's the experience needed for the next level. So based on these two numbers, we're about 60% through the level. So yeah, level 14 with 4,200 experience. What I can do is actually do a little test to see if this is working fine. So this is the experience required for the next level. So if let's say I doubled the required experience at every level, so what this should do is it should lower our party from level 14 if it's working correctly. Yeah, level 11, you can see it's lost a good chunk of levels. Yeah, and that seems about right. It wouldn't be right if that went from 14 to 7, because as we progress up levels, the amount of experience gets higher and higher. So if I just flat out double the strength of the curve, yeah, it'll cut off those last few levels that are using up most of the experience. But cool, that all seems to work fine. If I load in, we should all be level 11, and we, because the stats aren't working. Also, I am saving time, but this doesn't look correct, and it's also not ticking up at all from what I can see. So I don't know. Gold should technically be saving, and the location is saving. And you can see as I'm loading in, whenever I move, it's updating to where I am. I was going to demonstrate the changes to the class creation window, but I just realized if I'm using up all the slots, there's no actual way to delete these yet. So I should maybe make it the back button clears them temporarily, but what I'm just going to have to do is I'll actually have to just straight up clear them. So let's clear our two fully corrupted ones and number 1. So we're only leaving SJFS 2.henez, and I'll have to do the reload, of course. And boom, we've cleared our files, go to new. The only thing I've changed here is that this stuff is pointing to the right classes. I can't remember if it was or wasn't last time, but I can change classes like that. I can also hit random all. It just shuffles the classes. Haven't done any of the name stuff yet. Ooh, look at that. That's 4 healers and the MVP. I like that one. And then if I go begin, it's having trouble loading into the right place, so I've got that little helpful message there. You see this is the game starting point right now. Yeah, time's completely busted. But yeah, this is my party, and they've all got the appropriate stats. Cool. Next episode I'll show off the commands, items, and levels. Those are the things that need to save. And then assuming the dungeon stuff is saving properly, because I haven't tested that so much since I split it, yeah, we might be good to start putting in some content. We've got a lot of the groundwork stuff down. Cool. Exciting stuff, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my Twitter. It makes me feel validated as I get more Twitter followers, and we're close to that 100, baby. Let's go. Thanks a lot, guys.